Hey everybody, and welcome to the Daily Scopes for the 3rd of November. So today we've got the Sun making an opposition to Jupiter. The Moon goes into void of course at 10:49 a.m. Venus makes a quincunx to the Moon's North Node. The Moon enters Cancer, and Venus also makes an opposition to Neptune. So all times are in GMT time, and based on Vedic constellational astrology as well, not Western astrology. So yeah, so the Sun's opposition to Jupiter can bring a surge of energy and confidence. It amplifies our enthusiasm, optimism and eagerness for growth. We may feel more inspired to explore new opportunities to expand our horizons. This transit encourages us to take risks and embrace new challenges, which can lead to personal and professional success. Negatively, we can become more reckless, overconfident, overly optimistic, overlooking potential negative consequences of our thoughts or actions. The best thing to do is to temper our enthusiasm with caution and make a realistic assessment to avoid overextending ourselves and making impulsive decisions right now. On the esoteric level, this transit represents a clash between our ego, which is represented by the Sun, and our beliefs and philosophies, which is represented by Jupiter. So it challenges us to examine our world view and question whether it is aligned with our true values and purpose. It offers an opportunity for spiritual growth and the expansion of consciousness as we explore new perspectives and seek higher truths. On the spiritual level, it invites us to connect with our inner wisdom and guidance, encourages, for us to trust in divine timing and go with the flow and surrendering to the higher power we believe in. By aligning our actions with our spiritual principles, we can tap into a greater sense of purpose and fulfillment. On the psychological level, this transit can stimulate feelings of restlessness or desire for freedom and independence. It may trigger a need for change or break from routine. It can ignite a sense of adventure and the urge to explore new possibilities. However, it's important to be mindful of any impulsive tendencies or the tendency to overlook important details, as I said before, while finding a balance between embracing new opportunities and maintaining a grounded perspective. In terms of our careers, this aspect of the Sun making an opposition to Jupiter can make us more ambitious and more willing to take bold steps, or especially making progress in projects that we've been putting off. We may find ourselves more motivated, innovative and willing to take more calculated risks. Also, Venus makes a quincunx to the Moon's North Node, so this highlights the need for change and compromises in our relationships and emotional well-being. On a personal level, it prompts us to examine the balance between our personal needs and the needs of those around us, and also reassess our desires and relation in the context of our emotional growth and our future goals. We're looking after our emotional, psychological and spiritual needs in a way that aligns with our future goals and can help them come into reality more effectively. It calls for us to be more flexible and adaptable in order to find harmony and fulfillment. In terms of our career, we may need to reevaluate our goals and ambitions so that they make room for us to look after our emotional and overall well-being as well. We're called to make compromises so that we are not ignoring our relationships and our relationship with ourselves, and also highlights the importance of maintaining strong relationships and harmonious connections in our career plans, and giving us the reminder that success is not based on individual efforts but also on working with others and understanding them too. Venus's opposition to Neptune makes us more dreamy and idealistic, and as we know, with all Neptune energy, it can make us susceptible to be more addictive, take too much substances like drugs and alcohol and stuff like that. See only what we want to see, ignore red flags and stuff. But on the personal level, this transit wants us to navigate through illusion and fantasies that can cloud our judgment and understanding of love and intimacy. It wants us to be mindful of any tendencies towards escapism or romantic idealization and manipulations and stuff like that, urging us to seek a deeper connection based on authenticity and truth. In terms of creative plans, it inspires us to tap into our imagination and explore new realms of expression, and to break free from traditional boundaries and embrace a more abstract and unconventional approach to our creativity, which can lead to innovative creations that captivate and inspire ourselves and others. But we also have to be careful that, you know, as I said, Neptune's energy can make it difficult for us to distinguish between what is genuine and what is merely an illusion right now, which can make us just ignore red flags. But on a deeper level, it can bring a sense of enchantment and heightened emotions. We may find ourselves drawn to romantic ideals and seeking a deep soul connection with a partner. However, it is essential to approach relationships with clarity and discernment, and Neptune's influence can sometimes lead us into unhealthy patterns of fantasy and deception. During this transit, it's crucial to prioritise open communication, honesty, and a strong foundation of trust in our relationships. We must be willing to see beyond, you know, the rose-coloured glasses and embrace the reality of our connections and see the writing on the wall and the truth in things. It wants us to, you know, be more honest with ourselves and others about our authentic dreams, desires and fears, you know, really focus on our personal growth and self-discovery as well, and align our actions with our core values as well, and, you know, to trust in our intuition and the unseen forces guiding us on our journey, and to maintain a sense of practicality by grounding our spiritual experiences into tangible actions and applying them to our everyday lives. It involves integrating the lessons we learn from our spiritual exploration into our relationships, work and overall well-being as well, and finding this balance can enchant and enrich every aspect of our existence, help us feel more connected to reality rather than disconnected from ourselves and others, and give us a greater clarity, purpose and a sense of fulfillment as well, as we acknowledge that true intimacy goes beyond surface level interactions. And, you know, as we, you know, make room to understand ourselves and others and delve into our soul's depths and share our authentic selves with ourselves and others. By doing so, we create a foundation of trust and vulnerability that allows for genuine connections to flourish as well. So just remember that self-honesty requires us to take a step back from the distractions of daily life and find the courage to confront our inner demons, as well as we work on our and open the door and continue. We'll start the work of personal transformation and self-empowerment as well. It can be uncomfortable at times, but through this process we can heal old wounds, release limiting beliefs and ultimately free ourselves from the shackles of self-doubt. So content creators can use the energy of Venus's opposition to Neptune to explore all themes and strategies and stories and tips and negatives and positives to do with love, romance and illusions and addictions, especially addictive thoughts, relationships and being addicted to substances, as this aspect brings a sense of enchantment and fantasy, making it an ideal time to discuss topics such as the power of attraction or the power of disattraction, how we can navigate relationships and understanding the delicate balance between reality and idealism and romanticism and stuff and logic, talking about you know, the illusions that love can bring, what's the difference between lust and love and obsession and possession, and what true authentic love is, how we can identify red flags in our relationships and provide tools for maintaining healthy boundaries in the face of idealized notions of love, and emphasizing content that emphasizes the importance of self-love, understanding, forgiveness, compassion and management as well, and giving any tips or struggles you've had with understanding your own emotions and looking after your overall psychological, emotional and spiritual well-being, and how you giving tips on how you don't allow yourself to be vulnerable, how you need to be more vulnerable, and giving tips on how people can become more vulnerable with themselves and others as well. And also talking about art, music and poetry are forms of expressions that can help you tap into the inferior energy of Venus's opposition to Neptune. Can also be engaging as well. So yeah, that was the daily scopes for the 3rd of November.